You know, I've always said that private Christian colleges produce the best patriotic animation. Harding College, in association with Crippling Student Debt, presents... Meet Joe Black. Meet Dave. Mighty Joe Young. This dumb movie. America is one of the only nations that is called America. This has been Fun and Facts About America. What, was Raymond Scott's powerhouse unavailable?
Meet Joe, the king of the workers of the world.
Hi, folks.
Obviously, I'm a figurehead.
Joe's the king because he can buy more with his wages than any other worker on the globe.
Sure, kings are always shopping at strip malls. Oh, what a beautiful yellow sky today.
Now, what makes it possible for Joe to earn such a good living?
White privilege?
He's no smarter than workers in other countries.
Are you kidding?
I watched Frasier that one time.
He's no stronger than workers in other lands.
Oh, yeah? Well, just watch me.
Uh-oh. Soon he'll be the king of the spinal trauma ward.
Just because Joe's an American doesn't mean...
Yeah? Well, being an American is the best thing on the... Oh! My back!
Sure, being an American is great, but how could you be superior to any foreigner when you or your folks might be any one of a dozen different races or religions?
What a diverse group of white men.
So, if you're no Superman, it must be the American way of doing things that makes you the luckiest guy in the world.
I don't think I'm so lucky.
You don't? Well, let me show you.
Lionel Preacher Bot.
What's that gadget? Television?
No, it's a time machine. Just pull that lever.
And swipe your credit card.
You'll see how people worked 100 years ago.
Ancient Americans.
Hey, this I like.
Oh, that's too far back. Try again. We want to stop at 1850.
Also, that was really sexist, Joe.
Who's the character?
That's your grandfather, Joe.
Oh.
Awkward.
He had to work 69 hours a week to earn a living because he had only inexpensive hand tools and his own strength to help him make things. Your grandfather was a powerful man, yet his strength equaled only 1/10 of a horsepower.
Well, when you put it like that.
You have hundreds of horsepower in this costly giant of a machine to multiply your strength and efficiency 1,000 times. This makes it possible for you to earn more than any worker in history.
Especially your worthless mollusk of a grandfather.
And still have leisure time each day to enjoy life.
Ostensibly.
So I'm lucky. But what about the rich guy who does nothing while I do the work?
Oh, he's running for president.
True, there are rich people who contribute nothing.
It's the 1% Club.
And there are poor people who contribute the same.
They're the real bad
But
guys.
most of the invested capital that buys the tools you use comes from your fellow Americans. 40 million of us have money in the bank.
Don't do it, Junior.
70
Diversify.
million of us own insurance policies.
I just insured my booty for $1 million like J-Lo.
Over 15 million of us invest savings in corporation stocks and bonds, which help to finance industry.
They must be looking at Time Warner stock.
Each year, the people of America invest billions of dollars.
This is how the government sees you, Joe.
This invested capital buys the tools which make a man's labor worth more because he produces more.
So America's all about money and business and production and industry, not values or freedoms? Okay.
In China, for example, where there is practically no capital available for investment in plants or tools, a man's labor is not worth very much.
Oh, here we go.
A coolie takes 10 days to move 10 gallons of kerosene 100 miles at a freight cost of 10 cents a gallon. An American railroad worker takes only 2 hours to move 100,000 gallons of kerosene 100 miles at a freight cost of 1 cent a gallon.
It's clear which one God
The
loves
coolie
more.
makes 10 cents a day.
Ooh,
An average
racist.
American railroad worker makes $10 a day, or 100 times more than the coolie.
Stop saying that.
The average railroad worker has the benefit of a $20,000 investment in equipment. The Chinese coolie's equipment is worth only 10 cents.
Sad.
With constant improvement in expensive tools and the skill to use them, the value of any man's labor can be multiplied many times.
Turn it off.
Naturally, the people in this country who invest their savings with industry expect dividends. No dividends,
No service.
no investments. Without new capital each year to finance new plants, tools, and equipment, labor and management would soon find themselves in pretty bad shape.
Have you no friends or families?
Yeah, without capital to buy new tools, I might not do so good. But look
Well,
what a new invention did to my grandpa. For 25 years, he knocks his brains out in the wagon works. Then along comes the gas company.
hey, he invented the Ford Pinto.
Need I tell you what happened to Grandpop?
He founded Uber.
The history of our country proves that new inventions create thousands of jobs for everyone they displace. So it wasn't long before your grandfather had a better job, at more pay for less work.
Capitalism. It's
Our
magic.
industrial progress is largely the result of the competitive struggle between companies to capture the market to increase profits. Huge sums are spent each year to make a better product to sell for less. Yet, regardless of how much money is spent to develop a new idea, there is often failure.
Many died in the Cola Wars.
When research proves successful, everyone shares in the accomplishment.
That's the lie.
The business which fails to give the consumer as much value as a competitor gives often goes bankrupt.
Hey, I thought everyone shared in the
However,
accomplishment.
on a national scale, competition gives the greatest good to the greatest number by continually producing more and better goods at lower prices.
Forget representative democracy, tolerance, and religious freedom. This is what makes America great, kids.
The American way of doing things makes it possible for more people to own their own homes.
Well, the bank owns it, but, you know.
We're only 7% of the world's population, but we have 50% of the radios.
The death of Mary, Queen of Scots.
We have 54% of the world's telephones.
And we're not sharing them. That's how I feel about my landline, too.
Americans own practically all the refrigerators in existence.
We also invented gluten and lactose intolerance.
Plenty of ice, quickly and easily. Bathtubs, we've got 92% of them.
I don't get this joke, but I bet it's sexist.
Most of us have the leisure time to enjoy the peace and quiet of the beautiful countryside.
We don't, but we
And we
could.
drive about in 72% of the world's automobiles.
American fathers are 92% more browbeaten and henpecked than foreign dads.
Under the protection of our freedoms, American labor, management, and capital, the greatest production team in the history of mankind,
The only people that matter.
have made the United States the industrial master of the world.
That doesn't sound sinister, does it?
Capital must continue to provide industry with the funds to create new tools and plants.
Investment
Labor and management must continue to increase the production of better goods at lower prices, so that more people will be able to buy the things that make life easier and happier for all of us. Then Joe will continue to be the king of the workers of the world.
You said it, brother.
Harding College urges you to invite material consumerism into your heart because money has a wonderful plan for your life. Money.